Hi folks, today we will talk about sensation, environment and perception. Most of us read a sensation as though they are divorced from the environment we live in. So in this video I'm going to talk about the value of sensation and how it is pertaining to perception as well as to the environment. Now the first and foremost thing we want to remember is the the place where we live in or the place where we move, that is the environment surrounding us, is for us very, very important. How to move, how to survive in this is vital. For that, we have to understand the environment. If you don't understand the environment, well, then you are not only going not to move, you're just going to die, right? If you don't understand that this is a tiger which is charging towards me, then you will be eaten in the savannas in the first day itself for evolution, right? So we need to understand this. That is why we have these sense organs. These sense organs make us understand what is happening in that environment. Is it hot? Is there a fire? Is it moving towards me, or is the surface slanted surface? I have to walk in a different manner, or is there is there a danger in my pathway? I need to know that there is a snake and that it is a dangerous animal, or I have to know that the pathway itself is trod with anything from uh, thorny bushes to fierce animals and insects which may bite me. Uh, to For us to understand, so that I can move, I can work, I can smell things, and I can understand what is happening to my environment so that I can behave in an appropriate manner. Whether I have to close my nose or all these things I have to know. Why? Because I want to move appropriately in accordance with understanding of the environment. Even though I have made a sort of a funny picture, you need to remember, if you are walking, you want to know where you're walking, whether it's a straight line, as I told you, the pathway, all these things you want to remember, right? So you also want to remember, if I am walking on the road, what is coming? Is it a sort of a free road I can walk however I want, or is it the cars and buses are there, or the surface is compliant, or there is fire in the surface? All these things I need to know. For that, I need to sense my environment. If I don't sense my environment, uh, an absolute disaster, right? You can't imagine how we are going to survive in this, right? So for that, we need to have uh, we are we have these incredible sensor organs which are going to allow us to understand or get information from the environment into us, right? The sensation are coming from the outside into us. Say for example, if I am holding this, right, whether it is small, large, right, whether what is the weight of the object, all these information are coming to me via seeing, via proprioception from my hand, the touch sensation from my, all these information are going in, right? So that's where a sensory system is vital. But what you want to remember is there is a difference between sensation and perception. That is, the information which is flowing from the environment inside you is not just the sensory information, it is a perceptual information, right? Now I'll try to give a simple example for us to understand between these two things. Now if I ask you what color this is, our eyes are getting this visual information goes into us. The light is going inside, and the rods and cones are lighting up. From there, the optic eyes to the optical brain. It is going and telling us it is red in color, right? But if I ask you now what this red means, or the red color means, you will say that it's a stop sign, right? So the same red color, when we add this box and these things, right, we assume that it means it's a traffic signal, right? So the same red color, when we add the environment to it, the context to it, it becomes a different information. That is where our brain comes into play. Now, if I see a road like this, right, and it's red in color, we'll assume it's red in color. What will you do if you are a citizen of India, or probably even my friend said that it's also true in Italy? We just cross it, right? We just don't stop because we assume that there is nobody in the road, I will cross, right? How do I know all these information? How do I know from this red color that I have to stop? And sometimes if there is an empty road and in the peripheral vision, I am not seeing anybody, right? Uh, I'm not seeing anybody from here to here. I'll just cross, right? That's what we always do in India, I suppose, right? So how do I know all these things? How do I know from the color red? I get so much of information: when to stop, when not to stop, when I will sort of go fast. If there is an ambulance coming behind, even if it is red, I will give way so that they cross. All sorts of things. How do I know from this information? That is where our perception comes into play, right? That is this information which are getting into us, right, are interpreted in the brain. What does it mean? The brain tells us what that means, right? Whether this red is stop or go, whether this surface is I can walk, if there is a slope I can walk, I can't walk, I'm slightly older, I can't walk in this slope. If there's a slope upwards, right, I'm thinking, can I walk up? Will I need more effort? If that effort I can put, all these things I understand from that information. That is where the difference between sensation and perception is. The perception adds context to your sensation and gives you that meaning to that sensation, right? So if you are if you are thinking about perception, how do I know about all these things? It is basically learning, right? The brain learns about the context. What I mean by context is our previous experience. I know from my uh, from the driving school you went, or the person who taught you to drive, or even just going by the bus when you were small, you see that there is a red light and it stops. So this previous experience tells you that, okay, that's a red light, I have to stop. So there is a sort of a learning there. And there are culture and beliefs also. For example, we see a lot of people, if they are passing a temple, they will stop their bike and do this and then go, right? They will just say a small prayer. So if we think of certain things, say for example fire, right? Fire is mostly a dangerous substance, but if it is inside the temple, it becomes a ritualistically meaningful thing. But if it is outside and I can see something burning here, I'll be just going there and stopping it, right? So how do I know these things? It's all based on our understanding of culture, beliefs, the situation, what is happening inside. All these things come into play. It is not just a simple yes or no information. A lot of people think that 2 point discrimination is discriminating between 2 points of touching. That is true, but what is more important is whether if I touch it in two places and from the weight of the object and things like that, I know how much of pressure I have to put, that is the grip force I have to give so that it does not fall down. I know how to hold this. All these information I can get from that 2 point discrimination. That is, I perceive that object. So that is the difference between perception and sensory information, right? So how do we use this in our, or what is the value of understanding all these things? That is the vital question. And if we want to be able to understand perception and sensory information as a valuable tool in our understanding, we need to think about those things and come up with answers. As I told, as this video is not about telling you what is the answer. This is just to make us be aware of the difference between sensation and perception, right? So thank you so much for watching our video. Please subscribe and comment and click and share the video if you are happy with it. Even if you're not happy with it, you just do it. Thank you so much. Bye-bye.